Today we are at the event Membruggen full of soldiers. It's a 5-kilometer walk, a living history walk with a lot of displays and reenactment groups on the route. We're gonna walk it ourselves, so I'll show you everything. I hope you enjoy the video. We are now at the start of this living history theme walk of about 5 kilometers. The aim of this walk is to create a living museum. The periods covered are the First and Second World Wars. As you can see, the professional guides from the Fort Eben-Emael will also be present to accompany larger groups and provide information about the events and displays during this walk. The reenactors will also provide explanations about their displays. And be sure to keep an eye on my channel if you are interested in the Eben-Emael fort, because I will also post a video about it in the near future. Now we arrive to the first display, point 1 on the map. The display with a vehicle of the Polar Bears 49th West Riding Infantry Division and display riders. The 49th Infantry Division was an infantry division of the British Army. The division fought in the First World War in the trenches of the Western Front, in the fields of France and Flanders. During the Second World War, the division fought in the Norwegian campaign and in northwestern Europe. Now we are on our way to point 2, the display of our German friends from Die Gluckhafte Division 4045. But before we can reach their display, we are subjected to a check by their gendarmerie.
Ausweis bitte.
Jawohl.
Und Führerschein. Wo gehst du hin?
Nach unser Lager. Bitteschön. My papers are checked and appear to be in order.
Okay. Dankeschön. Und du? Wo gehst du hin? Name?
Helga Gera.
However, the passport photo of Nachtrichtenhelferin Helga Gerhard is missing. Fortunately, we are allowed to continue our journey. A rapid German movement can only be achieved with the help of the necessary and reliable equipment. That's why it's important to keep all the vehicles well maintained. But not only the vehicles, also the soldiers are essential. So a DRK, a Red Cross post, cannot be missed in this beautiful German display.
Zeg Horst, ik voel dat poken niet, hè?
Ja, wat?
Dat staat weer lang, hè? Kan dat? Aan die boerderij zo. Anders moet het wel daar. Je hebt de staaf voor de achteruit. Oh, dat zou het zijn.
Ah ja. Dat was alles straks waard in het begin en daar
This war memorial in the center of Membruggen commemorates the following fighters who died during the First World War: P. Tessen, J. Stas, and P. Postelman. To get to point 3, we'll have to enter this building. Well, it looks like Diddy was here. Now we come to a Belgian collection with an overview of various war posters and newspaper headlines about the May days of 1940. The Belgian uniforms displayed are an anti-aircraft Model 15 with helmet, a police and a gendarmerie uniform. The two uniforms worn by the mannequins on the right are wearing dress uniforms, one with riding breeches and the other with straight trousers. The middle mannequin is wearing a working uniform, used in the barracks or during exercises. And the two uniforms on the left are wool combat uniforms. And here we are at the information stand for Fort de Loncin. Fort de Loncin was a fort near the Belgian village of Loncin. It was one of the 12 forts, shown in blue, in the ring of forts around Liège. The fort was built in 1888 based on plans by General Braimont. The forts were constructed unreinforced concrete, made with large boulders from the Ourthe River. On August 4, 1914, war broke out, and on August 7, the Battle of Liège began. The fort held out against the German war machine for 8 days. But on August 15, 1914, 4 p.m., the bombardment began, and the impact was terrible. At 5:45 p.m., a 420mm shell, fired by a Big Bertha howitzer, the secret weapon of the German army in 1914, hit the fort's ammunition depot. The explosion caused a large section of the central massif to collapse. This ended the battle for the forts around Liège. The Belgian troops in Liège ultimately held out for 10 days. Outside here, we see a German World War II collection.
Mijn olifant, weet je wat het is?
I'm momentarily distracted by the question, my elephant, do you know what that is? The text at the bottom says, Preisschießen der 13. Kompanie Infanterie Ersatzbataillon 470, Kriegsjahr 1940. And yes, it's an inkwell.
Voor je inkt.
Sehr schön. And here we come to the beautiful displays of the Piotten. They are a patriotic association that wants to introduce everyone to the Belgian Army of the First World War through living history. They are an association that wants to introduce everyone to the Belgian Army of the First World War through living history. They don't engage in battle reenactments, instead they let you discover the daily lives of soldiers and the equipment of yesteryear, from both the blue period of 1914-1915 and the khaki period of 1915 till 1918. Perfectly reproduced uniforms and props, supplemented with originals where possible. The fruit of extensive historical research and investigation completes the picture. With conviction and dedication, they strive to keep history alive. With reverence and respect for their ancestors, which you can definitely see in their beautiful displays. Here at point 5, in the unique building of the St. Jan Matigheidsbond, better known as the Waterbond, we see the exhibition about Membruggen during the First and Second World Wars, organized by the Historical Society of Membruggen. An association of enthusiasts who highly value the heritage of Membruggen.
Onheilspellend gestart. Dat is een nagel gezet.
Point 6 is the display of the US World War II Second Armored Field Repair Shop. As you can see the sign, Ordnance Road Patrol. This unit performs road-related duties, such as maintaining vehicles, manning wreckers to clear damaged roads, or assisting in the logistics of operations like the Red Bull Express. They are responsible for ensuring weapons and mechanical equipment are functional, which included repairing vehicles and managing supply lines that used roads. The ordnance personnel was directly involved in the maintenance and operational efficiency of road networks, which were essential for the movement of troops and supplies. Hidden here in the forest, at point 7, we see a light machine gun squad of the US 30th Infantry Division, a unit of the National Guard that served in World War I and World War II. It was nicknamed by Old Hickory Division in honor of President Jackson. The Germans nicknamed this division Roosevelt's SS. At point 8, we go 110 years back, thanks to re-enactment group the Salient Remembrance Detachment.
Guten Tag.
Tag, Verstärkung.
Ja.
Aber ja, Rote Kreuz, brauchen wir nicht.
Ah, okay.
Noch nicht.
Noch nicht. Sehr schön.
They are a World War I reenacting/living history organization with over 20 years of experience from Flanders and the Netherlands. This group was founded in August 2003 by experienced people in living history, Their goal is to create historical and educational experiences about World War I in the Ypres salient. Before we get to the displays and vehicles at point 9, we come across this M3 half-track, an American armored personnel carrier half-track widely used by the Allies during World War II and in the Cold War. And now we arrive at the displays and vehicles of the 2nd Armored Division. They are all comrades representing the 2nd Armored Division. The 2nd Armored Division was formed on July 15, 1940 and comprised 15,000 troops. This division included 2 tank regiments, a reconnaissance battalion, an infantry regiment, several artillery battalions, nurses, mechanics, and so on. So in short, everything needed to keep a division running during its campaign from North Africa to Berlin from 1942 to 1945. Depicted here is a small portion of this division resting behind the front line. Here, vehicles are being repaired, food, weapons and ammunition are being replenished, drills are being rehearsed, and so on.
Guten Morgen.
This unit passed through here on September 7, 1944 on their way to Maastricht, having first liberated Tienen, Hasselt and Bilzen in Belgium. And now we arrive at the German World War II camp of 352 Volksgrenadier Division, Sanitats Abteilung 352 and Kampfgruppe Böhm. On the right, of course, for defense, is an MG nest with an MG42 hidden behind a wall of sandbags. The tent on the left belongs to the German priest, which is of course equipped with an altar and with, amongst other things, a cross, sacramental bread and candles. Next to it is the Deutsches Rotes Kreuz Lazarett, the German field hospital, of re-enactment group Sanitats Abteilung 352, equipped with all the medical supplies to care for the sick and wounded, including the lazaret beds in the background. The Red Cross BMW R71 motorcycle with sidecar is also ready to quickly reach the wounded. And of course, a relaxation and dining area here under the awning is a must. This beautiful Citroën U23 truck, named Eva, of Kampfgruppe Böhm, is also present today. The German Werkstatt of the 352 Volksgrenadier Division, the German workshop, still under construction at the moment, used to carry out maintenance and repairs on vehicles. And here we see their fully working original German Funk setup. With on the right, an original German transmitter receiver from 1944, including accessories box, used to communicate over a distance of 400 km. On the table is an original working Torn EB, a receiver from 1937, with a converter from 1943, under a great original Kugelmast KM8 with a star antenna, both from 1942 on top. This antenna can have a height of up to 8 meters. And we are just on time to see the tackle with pulley put on its legs. With this as a result, the Werkstatt in use. And suddenly, an enemy reconnaissance plane flies over our camp. Luckily for us, the plane is hit by our German flak cannons.
Ja, die worden blijven de kregen tegen die wapensystemen om led.
And at noon, the organization dropped by to deliver lunch with this nice British World War II Bedford truck. Two members of the Scottish 51st Highland Division served the delicious goulash soup.
Dankeschön.
After that delicious lunch, we paid a visit to our neighbors at Point 11. This is a Chevrolet G506, a series of light-medium four-wheel drive trucks used by the United States and its allies during and after World War II. Behind the green striped gate, the organization set up Café La Résistance for a drink and possibly an initiation to stroll dance. This is a US Dodge WC54 light 4x4 truck. Was mainly an ambulance, but was sometimes also fitted out as a radio car, like this example. These two motorcycles are BSA M20 British motorcycles, formerly made by Birmingham Small Arms Company at their factory in Small Heath, Birmingham. Here at Point 12, we enter the display of the Canadian infantry during World War II. Canadian Army units saw little action in the early stages of the war. The Canadian Army later played major roles in the Allied invasion of Sicily and Italy, the Battle of Normandy, and the Northwest Europe campaign, remaining in combat until May 5, 1945.
Communicatie was tussen Engels en Frans-sprekende troepen. Ze wouden uitsluitend Engels sprekende troepen hebben, ook via de radio en de communicatie. Die zijn veel later aan land gekomen, omdat ze dan al lex blijven, hè. Omdat ze dan al
Now we enter the area of 50 Shades of Green with their great collection of World War II vehicles. Behind the table, right in front of you, we see the DUKW, colloquially known as Duck, a six-wheel drive amphibious modification of the GMC CCKW 2.5-ton truck used by the US military during World War II and the Korean War. This Daimler Scout car, known in service as the Dingo, is a British light four-wheel drive reconnaissance vehicle during the Second World War. This is a rare Humber Snipe light reconnaissance car. And hidden behind the camouflage net appears a 25-pounder with a caliber of 87.6 mm. It has even an ammunition storage trailer. This M10 tank destroyer was an American tank destroyer of World War II. This tank is the flagship of the Why Stop Peace initiative. You can find the link of their website in the description. Here, towed by a Diamond T heavy truck. The Chevrolet C60 was a Canadian-built 3-ton 4x4 military truck produced during World War II as part of the Canadian military pattern series. The C60 was available in various configurations, including general cargo, ambulance, tanker, and specialized units, and many were sent to Russia for Arctic operations.
Daar gaat bij de mensen op bezoek.
At point 14, we arrive at the information, display, and items of the World War II Fort Eben-Emael, together with reenactment group Derde Linie Regiment, so the 3rd Line Regiment. They are a living history association that aims to paint a picture of the daily life of a Belgian infantry soldier in the period 1937 till 1940. Here we see them with a 47mm anti-tank gun FRC model 1932 with on the left a Vickers utility tractor Type B, which originated in Great Britain in 1928, the Caterpillar tractor for light artillery. The slightly larger B version, you see here, was produced in Belgium under license by SA des Ateliers de Construction de E.A. Famille from 1936. The last display on this beautiful walk is from reenactor group Brothers in Arms. This US Dodge WC truck with trailer is converted into a Red Cross ambulance. And the far back stands an US World War II GMC CCKW 353 Ordnance Maintenance truck.
Ja, bij een bedrijf weet je lang staan en zo. Dus,
And now we enter their nice World War II US Pacific display. The Pacific War was the theater of World War II fought between the Empire of Japan and the Allies in East and Southeast Asia, the Pacific and Indian Oceans and Oceania. The Pacific War is more widely accepted to have begun in 1941 when the United Kingdom were brought into war after being attacked by Japan. And here we see a US half-track with a M45 quad mount. A towed anti-aircraft gun consisting of 4.50 caliber M2 Browning machine guns, mounted in pairs on each side of an armored open-top gunner's compartment. To be honest, it's the first time that I saw this gun in action. Although designed as an anti-aircraft, it was also used against ground targets, where it earned the nicknames Meat Chopper and Krautmauer. This event was of a high standard, both in terms of displays and vehicles, and even in terms of organization, which was also noticeable from the many visitors present today, despite the hot weather. I hope you also enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so you won't miss my following videos. Thanks for watching, bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss! Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button.